Okay, hello again, everyone, and thanks for joining us for today's webinar using Cisco Meraki's CloudShark upload feature. So we're going to be showing you today how to use Cisco Meraki cloud-managed networking devices to do packet capture on those devices and upload those captures to CloudShark. I'm here with Simon Thomson from Cisco Meraki. My name is Jason Walls from CloudShark. And it's going to be pretty straightforward. We're going to go through an introduction of CloudShark, show you a little bit about how Cisco Meraki devices work, and then actually show you a live demo of how to do a capture in a Meraki device and then upload that capture to CloudShark. So let's get started. So what is CloudShark? Some of you might have heard of it before, but CloudShark is the world's first capture management platform, and we'll get into a little bit about what that means. It's a software appliance that you install on your own network. You can do it on a virtual machine or on your own hardware or hardware that CloudShark would provide. And CloudShark it can be provided as a ready-to-run system, like I said, on our platform. But it rests in your own network under your own control, where you can centralize all of your packet captures in one location and view them in a browser on any device. So it allows you to organize those captures. You can centralize all your captures and assign them access based on users and groups, as you can see right here. This is the capture list view that you'll see in CloudShark. You can add tags to individual captures that makes them easily searchable. Really building your own packet capture repository. And you can search for those captures based on tags, but also on other metadata that is provided in your captures. So it might be the file name or the size or the date or what the maximum packet rate was and other kinds of metadata that you can get out of PCAP files. CloudShark works like Wireshark. It looks very much like it, but all the analysis is done right in your browser. All the tools that you would expect in Wireshark, plus some more advanced features, are included, like follow stream or graphs. So there's no need to install Wireshark, and because it works in the browser, it works on iPads and phones and tablets pretty easily. A lot of people have sort of restrictions on what sorts of things they can install on their workstations. This allows you to do packet capture analysis without having to go through the process of installing Wireshark and doing that kind of thing. The other advantage is collaboration. So you can share those captures and embed them and embed filters directly in the URL that you're viewing in a browser. And this allows you to pass things on in an email. You can add annotations, and those annotations stay with the capture. And anything you do basically stays with the capture. And this works for all of the tools as well. You can also assign user access on a per capture basis. So you can share those captures with your team, but you can also share it with your customers too. So if you happen to be a software as a service vendor and you're trying to troubleshoot something that's going wrong on your customer's network, they can do a capture and you can give them a login to your CloudShark appliance or have them upload it to one of your CloudShark appliances, and then you can collaborate on that without having to pass the file back and forth. It also provides a place to secure all your packet captures. One of the things that we've found very unusual is that packet capture is kind of an obscure topic. It's a very low-level network troubleshooting thing for people to do, and people don't necessarily keep very good track of those packet captures. So CloudShark provides a secure location for them all to be. Like I said, it sits in your own network under your control. It gives you user and group management principles, just like any other file system. And you can also do your SSL analysis with CloudShark without giving out keys. So you can upload your keys to CloudShark, use them to apply them to a given capture that has been encrypted, and view the decrypted data. And CloudShark keeps control of the RC keys for you, so they're never given out to anyone. The users can't download them, and once they're uploaded, they aren't accessible by anyone. The other great thing about CloudShark is its integration capabilities. So the CloudShark appliance has an API that lets you do things like upload, delete, remove things from your CloudShark system. But this allows you to take captures that might originate from any other device that can generate PCAPs or other capture formats and upload them to CloudShark. We've done that directly from Wireshark through a free plugin that we developed, but there's been a lot of other integrators, and Cisco Meraki is one of our newest ones, and they've done a really great job putting it together, and it's really, really seamless. So Simon is going to take over and show you a little bit about Meraki, and then show you a little bit about how that works.
Okay, thanks so much, Jason. All right, so good morning, everybody. My name is Simon Thomson. As you can probably tell from my accent, I'm calling you from London today. And so I work for Cisco Meraki as a solutions architect. And what that role is within Cisco Meraki is essentially a technical marketing role. But don't be alarmed, because I do have a long technical background in data networking. I've been through all of the pain of LAN support and network engineering. And so I've certainly lived the experience of packet captures on many occasions, way back in the day when it used to be called ethereal, or however you pronounce it. So what I want to do is just give you a quick run through of Cisco Meraki and to introduce you to our implementation of CloudShark, which has really been a really excellent complementary solution to our own. We are very big advocates of cloud technology. We use virtually nothing else within our own business. And consequently, finding another cloud service which eliminates another piece of software was a real advantage for us. So we were very happy to get that integrated. So let me just quickly introduce you to the Cisco Meraki family. So we focus exclusively on cloud managed networking, and that was really the reason that Cisco was interested in acquiring us at the back end of last year. Obviously, they have their massively established experience with on-premise equipment and localized management and so on. Our approach is really very different. It's a hugely different really experience, because it's very much focused around graphical user interface, very simple management interface that's intuitive for our customers to make use of. And because it's cloud managed, it's really an excellent solution for distributed environments. So companies managing multiple locations really love this technology, and part and parcel of that is the remote troubleshooting tools that we have built in, which is really where CloudShark fits in. So I'll come back to that again shortly. So we focus predominantly on equipment for, I would suggest, for medium to enterprise grade scale businesses, and we cover wireless, which is probably what we're best known for, Ethernet switches, security appliances, and also a mobile device management solution, which has proved extremely popular, not least of which because it's completely free of charge. So let me just show you quickly the architecture that we use. This is very important. Our customers are always very concerned about this. They want to understand how cloud fits into the concept of managing a private data network. And really the way that we do this is we provide multiple data centers around the world, and all customers are connected to at least 2 of those data centers with 2 hosting providers, and Meraki devices form a persistent connection to the cloud. It's kind of similar to what your iPhone might be doing when it connects to Apple servers in order to have notifications and software updates pushed out. So although we take control traffic into the cloud, this is only a tiny amount of traffic. It's around about 1 to 1.5 kilobits per second. And we do not take user traffic into the cloud. This would not be a scalable architecture in any way. But the only potential exception to this is when a network engineer wants to do a bit of troubleshooting and doing something like a packet capture, where we need to take that data from the Meraki device just for that short snippet of time, typically 15 seconds or so, so that they can look at the data and help to fix their own problems. But of course, the beauty of this is that you can access all of this via a web browser from any kind of device wherever you happen to be, and this is the same kind of benefit you get with CloudShark. So they really do work very nicely together. So just building a little bit more on this architectural approach that we take, the user traffic there is depicted by the red line, they're labeled as WAN. So we are only interested in that management traffic, and as you can see, just a tiny trickle of data, 1 to 1.5 kilobits per second typically per Meraki device, enabling us to do control and configuration but also monitoring. So the devices also collect stats as they're being used around how the network is being operated, and you'll see that in a moment with a live demo. And then obviously that's passed back to the administrator via their web browser, which of course can be connected anywhere in the world, can be any device with a browser with any kind of internet connection. So this is the beauty. It means you can run a packet capture on a remote site, even when you're sitting at home or on a train somewhere, for example. It's a really very flexible solution. So it scales beautifully. We have customers running up to around 10,000 Cisco Meraki devices within their networks. And a big concern that they often have is, well, this is a cloud service. What happens if we get disconnected from the cloud? So we have that covered because every Cisco Meraki device keeps a local copy of the configuration, which is what it actually runs off. The master that our network admins configure is sitting in the cloud, and effectively there is a synchronization between the cloud and the Meraki device every few seconds to ensure that its configuration is up to date. So that's how we manage it, and it does mean that if users are unlucky enough to be disconnected from the cloud, they're able to continue operating their local area networks. So this gives us a really good story. Customers don't have to take our word for it around security and reliability, because we have achieved some very significant compliances there. You can see the HIPAA compliance and PCI level 1, the most stringent level of PCI compliance. So this is fundamental to our business, of course. Cloud is absolutely fundamental to Cisco Meraki, as it is with CloudShark as well. So we'll come back to that in just one second. So what I'm going to show you in the demonstration, I'm going to take you through a little bit of the Cisco Meraki dashboard, as we call it, and just show you how we can look at different clients within the network, and then try to think about a packet capture scenario, and we'll actually run that and show you the workflow as you take it through from Meraki into the CloudShark environment. So you see here that the PCAPs are actually collected by the Meraki devices themselves. They've got quite powerful CPUs in them, enabling to do this all this number crunching, as well as the application visibility and control they have built in. And then once that's done, then the captures can be simply sent across to CloudShark for analysis, as you can see there, on any device that you happen to have to hand. So let me just, before we go to questions, let me just move across to a live demonstration. So you should now be looking at my browser, and this is absolutely live on the internet now, and I'm connected to the network that's here at our branch office in London. We are headquarters in San Francisco, but London is our European headquarters. So this is a very typical view that our customers would see. Down the left-hand side, they've got the different types of devices within their environment. And we also can show, therefore, different types of monitoring configuration of those different interfaces. So in our particular case, out of our London office, we are seeing 137 client devices over the past week. Obviously, we can change that period of time if we wish to do so. And this list can get quite long sometimes. You can do various things with it. So, for example, we can just go in and I can just say, okay, just show me the Windows devices. I just want to see those. So that's 37 out of the 137 devices altogether. So it's a bit like Googling your own network. Really nice capability. And so you can see recorded information around the amount of data that we've seen over the past week for each of these clients. And you've got various other categories of data that you can add, columns that you can add to make it look the way you like. We also have this applications pie chart. This is where the application visibility comes in. So this shows how the network traffic is being broken down. As you can see, our guys spend a lot of time on the telephone here, which will be accounting for all of that UDP traffic. And this can get quite noisy, this pie chart. So I really like this table. We can just click here, and it opens up a table showing us all the applications that have been seen on our network, sorted, in this case, by usage over the past week. And it's a really intuitive interface, so I can go in and I can say, okay, this is a typical list for Meraki. I'm not at all surprised to see these apps on here. But let's imagine that we were concerned about YouTube. Perhaps we're concerned about it being used too much within the office space. So what we can do is we can just click on YouTube, and then it takes us in, and we can then see, okay, who are the contributors to our YouTube traffic. So I could pick on a real user client here. So let's pick on this user's machine here, and let's go in and have a look on there. And now you can see we're drilling down at each stage, going to the next level and the next level. So now I see the data for this specific user. They are online right now, connected on wireless, and I can see they are triangulated using our wireless access point that we have here in the office, and we can see his current signal strength and operating system is running and so on. There's various other information that we can go into, but we are a little bit focused on the packet capture side of things and the troubleshooting side of things right now. So just let me go into the packet capture aspect specifically. So in here I get a choice of this is a remote tool enabling me to do a packet capture on a wireless device, and I have various different options for how I can run this. So it's obviously doing a capture through the access points, but then I can choose what type of output I get from here. So I can choose to go the traditional route and download a PCAP file for Wireshark. Absolutely works fine. So that then simply pulls that data and essentially gives you a browser download of a PCAP file which will contain the data that we need. Or we have this option to stream to CloudShark. We also have built in a view output below section, and this is quite nice because what this does is just display a very basic version of a packet capture in this window here. I personally don't use it too much because I'm technical enough to know what I'm doing with a product like Wireshark or CloudShark, and so I would just choose to use that tool. But what this is going to do is just show you a basic information around what IP address is talking to what IP address and what protocol they're using, that kind of thing, without all of the deep packet analysis that you can achieve with a tool like CloudShark. So let me, what I'm going to actually do here is I'm going to just go back and I'm going to select I want to pick a particular client because I saw a good level of traffic on that earlier on to make sure it's a good, valuable search for us. So let me just find that particular client. Here he is. You can see I can just type in part of a host name and it just takes me directly there. So this is actually a server-based device, so we should be seeing plenty of traffic on here. And it's a ShoreTel device that we have, so we're using that for our telephony system right now. Cisco haven't got their kit in the door just yet. And so I can just go again to that packet capture from here. Now in this particular case, this is a device which is connected to one of our LAN switches, and because of that I get an extra decision to make here, which is what level of verbosity I want to see. So you can see the various different options there. Frankly, I normally just go for what we nowadays call the whole ball of wax. I understand that this term means something over in North America. It doesn't mean much to us Brits, I have to say, but we can guess what it means. So we just go in there and choose the whole ball of wax, and I choose my packet capture output. So I'm going to choose CloudShark. And so just note the message at the top here, because I think Jason will probably speak to this shortly, just about the difference between the public and the private side of CloudShark. By default, this is going to use the public version of it, which is absolutely fine because it's a uniquely created URL. So let's just run this and see what we get. So I'm doing a packet capture. Actually, I should have changed that duration from 30 seconds, but never mind. I can waffle for 30 seconds, no problem whatsoever. One of the other tools that we have for troubleshooting as well, for remote sites as well as packet capture like this, is in fact layer 1 troubleshooting with a cable test tool. So if I get a moment, I'll show you that quickly. But what we can do is we can just run a test on any cable connected to one of our LAN switches, and we can see that we have continuity across the 4 pairs that are within that cable, but also the approximate length of that cable as well. So really handy because if you're network troubleshooters, you'll know that you occasionally have problems with kinks in network cables that can cause all sorts of problems. They just look like intermittent connectivity for an end user. All right, so I've completed my packet capture, so all I get now is a hyperlink. So I'm going directly here from one cloud service to another cloud service. I think it's a really fantastic way of doing things. So there we go. Straight away, I've got all my information directly here in the CloudShark view, and it looks very much familiar to anybody who's used Wireshark before. You've got all your usual elements of the frame, and you can drill right down to the bits and bytes as you wish to do so. We've got all of the filtering tools built in as well. So let's see if we've got any LDAP in there, for example. I'm doing this live. I haven't tested that, so that wasn't a good choice. But obviously TCP would be a good choice to go for, so we can see the TCP traffic. And then you've got various analysis tools as well, which I'll let Jason talk to. So, I mean, really, this is such a seamless solution. And remember that because it's browser-based, it means that we can access it from any client device that we happen to be using. We're not constrained to a desktop computer or a laptop that's running software we've had to download and install locally on the machine. So I'll just very quickly show you the cable testing tool, just so we can show you a comprehensive viewing of the remote tools that we have. So what we have here, we've got the client view again, and I have a link here to show me which switch and which port it's connected to. It's on port 12. I'm going to jump across to the switch, so I just click on that hyperlink. And so I see my various different ports here, and I've got that cable test tool built in right here. Now, a very important warning message tells me that that this test will disrupt traffic running on a 10 or 100 connection, which is quite reasonable considering that's standard. But with gigabit, we don't have any issue. So here's a few ports that are running on gigabit speed. So let's just do a test on those. So I'll just do a test on 7 to 10. I don't want to disrupt the guys at work here, so we are on a live network. So I'll just hit on the play button there, and it's going to run that continuity test on the cable. So in this case, it's good news. We have clean sweep. Obviously, there's a port that's down there, but even there, you can see it has shown us the length of the cable, which is really handy for troubleshooting. It helps you indicate whether you're running on a some kind of structured cabling or whether you've got a patch cable that may be causing you an issue. So really, if you combine these two tools together, I think we've got a really excellent story around looking after remote locations. And of course, the application visibility helps a great deal with that as well. So I would absolutely, I think the CloudShark implementation is a really seamless one for us. So at this point, I'll just hand back to Jason.
Great. Thanks, Simon. So what I'm going to show you right now, or what we are going to show you. So the example that Simon gave showed you kind of our public CloudShark.org instance that we've set up for Meraki users. But if you want to, but that'll actually send your packets to the cloud. It has some limitations on file size, and you can't use any of CloudShark's more advanced features like user management or annotations, because all of that is read-only. So what we're going to show you is how to use a Meraki device with your own CloudShark appliance. I'll get that set up right here. So we have a Meraki device running in our own network, and we're going to show you it on one of our demo servers.
Thanks, Jason. This is Joe here. I'm just going to walk you through a quick demo to just build on top of what Simon was just showing us. If you've logged into your Meraki dashboard before, you'll see under your configure, there is a network-wide settings. And that's where you control your access to CloudShark. And by default, I'm just going to scroll down there. You would see that CloudShark is set up to use the public CloudShark server. That's what Simon was just using. It's meraki.cloudshark.org. But if you do have your own CloudShark appliance, you could configure it here. This is something you could host yourself. You could host with your own cloud provider. There's a number of different ways this could be created. The way this works is you provide access with a URL and an API key. These are things that are configured on your CloudShark appliance. And I'm just going to make sure I save this, which actually, since I didn't change it, I don't need to do that. And I'm going to go in and show you what it looks like. You're going to see the process is very similar. If I look at our clients here, I'm just going to pick a client here. I got a MacBook connected, and I'm just going to start a packet capture on this. Now, you can capture based on a client, or it's also possible you could look at everything. And when you're capturing on wireless, you're actually going to see the 802.11 frames as well, so that might be of interest to you. But we're just going to capture here. I'm going to add another filter just look at port 80 traffic. If you've ever worked with these capture expressions, they're very common. They're the same types of capture expressions you might use with TCP dump or with Wireshark, dump cap, and a number of different tools. So I'm just going to start this and switch this to stream to CloudShark. And I'll just do this for 10 seconds here. And we should be picking up anything that's happening on port 80, probably some web traffic here. And as soon as this capture is done, you'll see a view capture on CloudShark. And you'll notice right away one of the differences is that this capture is password protected. You're going to have to log in as a user in order to view this capture. So I'm just going to log in right here. And you'll see now I have a number of packets here that were captured on port 80. If I look at my HTTP traffic here, I can see some actual URLs that I've loaded up. One of the things I can do now that I'm logged in as a user on my own appliance is I can do annotations. I'll just clear these. I'm going to share this capture with you in just a moment. So if I started to do some analysis on this capture, I might embed annotations right in this packet view. And I'm going to send this URL out just to show you, just to drive home the point here. If you look in your let me just go into the chat view here. I'm just going to send out this URL. So if you want to take a look at it, I just sent that out. You should be able to access it. It's going to ask you to log in. You won't be able to do that. I'm going to go in now and actually make that capture publicly available. So if I wanted to share it with another user, I could do it that way. There's a whole user group management system. I'll just show you that in just a moment. But under the sharing, there are ways of controlling. And one of the things you can do is actually make a capture public, so there's no user authentication required at all. And I'm just going to do that. And if you go and access that capture again, you should be able to look around and see that traffic. So I'm going to do one more capture here and just show you some of our analysis tools. So we have a number of them here to look at many activities you'd want to do when you're tackling packet troubleshooting. Very common one is protocol hierarchy. That will show you the type of traffic that is actually being captured. You'll see here, because this is a wireless capture, everything has a wireless LAN header on it, and then actual data traffic. So if you were capturing across the board without any display filters or capture filters, your protocol hierarchy would give you a real insight into what's actually happening in your capture file. So let me go back to Meraki and go back to our clients here. And I am just going to pick this other client and run a capture on here. I'm going to stream that to CloudShark, and I'm just going to limit this to UDP traffic as well. And I'll do this for 30 seconds. I'm going to make a quick phone call here. I'm going to call the CloudShark support, see if anybody answers. And we should be capturing this whole...
CloudShark support, this is Matt.
Hey Matt, this is Joe here. We're just doing a webinar and using you for a quick example.
Oh, great.
All right, talk to you later.
All right, thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, so let's take a look at that capture and see if we can investigate what happened during that. View on CloudShark. And we're just going to go into our VoIP analysis. We have a VoIP calls view. And we have one call here that we just made, so I'm going to just take a look at that. And CloudShark's RTP playback will actually show you the RTP media as well as the SIP signaling as well, so we can hit the play button here.
CloudShark support, this is Matt.
Hey Matt, this is Joe here. It's a little tricky here with the microphone and the speakers on the computer. So what I'm going to do is take this URL and make this public as well, and I'll send this out to you. If you want to play around with it, you're more than welcome to do that. So I'll go into the sharing again, and I'm just going to make this public. Normally, you'd have different users in your company have access, and you can create groups and share within groups. That's all available through the admin side of CloudShark. So let me send this out. And you can take a look at that capture as well. We didn't really go into a lot of detail on the CloudShark admin. That's something you could control. There's an index of all the captures that have been uploaded. This is where you can organize them, apply tags, search based on different metadata, and create your API keys. If you're interested in learning more about this, we'd be happy to cover this and talk to you directly about that. But that really covers the basic integration of Meraki and CloudShark together. It's a really powerful combination that lets you see seamlessly the data going on through your devices.
All right, thanks, Joe. So we've seen how to do a capture in a Meraki device and how to upload that capture to CloudShark and how to use your own CloudShark compliance. If you happen to have one, to upload captures from your Meraki devices to those, and allowing you to do sort of the read and write capabilities and user management capabilities of CloudShark. If you have any questions right now, you can type your questions into the questions panel at the bottom. You can do free trials of both Meraki and CloudShark, and the URLs for doing those there. So if there are any questions, feel free to type them into the question box at this time, and we'll try and address them on the call. Okay, so we have one question about clarifying the difference between where those captures were uploaded and the CloudShark compliance. So the CloudShark, CloudShark.org is a free service that we run at CloudShark, and it's basically just an instance of a CloudShark compliance with most of the functionality stripped out, so that it's read only. So guests come in and they upload a capture, and it's used by the networking industry and a lot of the sort of the Wireshark users out there that are talking about captures and investigating things on forums and stuff to make it easier for them to share stuff. And we made another instance of that for Meraki users, but that instance is public. And so the URL is unique, but it can still be viewed by everyone. So if you are looking to secure your captures, or if you know you're going to have sensitive data and you don't want that out there, then you would pick up a CloudShark appliance and install it in your own network. And in addition to making it more secure, it also gives you all your user management capabilities. There's a question about the AP uploads to the Meraki cloud first, and then you can upload to CloudShark. And the Meraki devices actually give you a simple interface for deleting those captures, which will delete it from their cloud and it'll delete it from CloudShark as well. There's a question here about replicating the stuff that you can do in Wireshark. So CloudShark doesn't do all of the really in-depth stuff that Wireshark will do, but it does have two advantages. First off, you can, since there is the repository is up there, you can download the captures from CloudShark at any time if you want to do further analysis on another tool. But the tools that we've tried to either replicate or enhance in CloudShark are those ones that kind of can be taken in, you can kind of take advantage of the web environment. So anything that can be easily shared or be enhanced with collaboration, or something that you could do in a browser or on an iPad, or the things that we kind of wanted to take a look at in CloudShark and the stuff that we've built in. Yes, there is a 30-day trial of CloudShark, and when you do that, it will be we actually have an OBA that you can just run in a VM player that will that'll open and install a CloudShark and be in a fully operational version of CloudShark for you to try out. It's pretty easy to do. All right. Well, thanks a lot, Simon, for joining us today. Is there anything else that you wanted to mention?
I don't think so. Thanks very much for the opportunity to come along and talk about this. And obviously, if anybody's interested in Cisco Meraki, we do have our own webinar program as well. And we can even get some kits into your hands so you can try it out for yourselves. Very keen to do that. Thanks very much.
Great. Thank you so much. All right, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to email us or check out a trial. We'll also be, if you want to see this again, we'll be making a YouTube video out of the webinar after we clean it up right after we're done. So thanks a lot and enjoy the rest of your day.